Hello YouTube, Sherbonics here. I want to talk today about how to sell on eBay. I think there's a lot of people out there that are interested in trying to learn how to sell items and get some extra income. It's actually a pretty easy process to sell on eBay. It's just a question of getting signed up and figuring out exactly what you want to sell. First thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get signed up. Thing I would recommend doing, you may already have an eBay account. If you do, it's real easy to transition into selling, especially if you have a PayPal account. eBay basically is just going to be your name, address, and phone number, and just where your shipping address is going to be. Normally the address that you're going to receive to is going to be the same address that you're going to use to ship items out of. And then the next thing is going to be PayPal. Setting up your PayPal account, that's how you're going to get paid. People will send payments to you, and then that's how you're going to receive payments to go to your bank account. There are other ways of doing it, but for people that are starting out, I would recommend using PayPal. And it's a great way to get yourself protected while you're trying to be on the web and receiving payments and possibly sending payments if you're purchasing other items. The next thing I would like to talk about is what type of items that you want to sell. I always recommend to people, if you're going to get into selling on eBay, sell something that you like to sell or something that you're interested in. It's going to be a lot easier to sell something that you're passionate about because you're going to know the types of things that people are looking for. You're going to know the type of things that are going to be interesting or collectible, or what other people are going to be looking for. You know, a lot of people are into coins. I'm not into coins, but there's a lot of people who are. You know, this coin isn't necessarily collectible, but I just kind of wanted to use it just as a cue. Say you have rare coins, or you know about mintage or silver quantity or quality on coins. You know, older coins are going to be made out of silver, so they're essentially going to have more value. There's a lot of people who sell coins, if that's something you're interested in, and other people sell parts. You know, this is just a lens cap from a Canon camera, but you never know. Sometimes parts can be really interesting. I've actually sold parts off of an old stove that I had that people needed parts for. I've sold old remotes from TVs that no longer worked. It's just a question of having an item that you have that someone else might need or want, and they can't find it in another location. So you've got to think about that as well. When you get into another item, you know, this is a Gerber. It's just kind of like a multi-tool knife, you know, something like that somebody might be interested in. Somebody might need it for work, and it's just thinking outside the mindset of you got an item sitting on the shelf that you're no longer using, and somebody else might want it. Someone else might be looking for it, and you know, searching for those items and figuring out what you can sell. You know, and then collectibles. You know, I'm just using this as a reference. You know, if this is something that somebody else might want for a Christmas present, or something else that you might have that's lying around that someone else is looking for. Probably for somebody starting out, the first thing that I would recommend is getting the account started, getting your PayPal set up. Like I said, it's a very easy process. It's just basically connecting your personal bank account to PayPal, and it's just like an online checking account. And basically what they'll do is they call it a ping, and they'll send a certain amount from PayPal to your account. Sometimes it's like 10 or 15 cents, and then you'll just go back and you'll record how much money they put in your account, and then eventually they'll take it back. But it's just a way of proving that you can access both accounts, that you're able to access your PayPal account and you're able to access your bank account. If you already have an online checking account, which I think everybody does now, it's really easy to do. Next thing I would recommend, kind of play around with the interface a little bit. The interface is what I'm just calling the site of eBay itself. It's very user friendly. Um, and pick out 15 items that you have at your home that you would be interested in getting rid of, but you think someone else might want. And that's a very important thing to decipher is someone else going to be interested in this item? And you may have things that you necessarily think are extremely collectible or they're worth a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it boils down to, is someone else going to buy it? And it's only worth what someone else is willing to pay. And that's where we get into the kind of funny issues of value. But I normally recommend unwanted items that are collectible and that they're popular or current. Right now we're at the end of 2015 in November, and Star Wars is going to be coming out in December. So that's something that's popular or current. That's something that people are going to be looking for. Christmas is right around the corner, and so you've got to think about the time of year and the type of items that people might be looking for. You can also get into nostalgic items. I mean, get into something that maybe was popular a long time ago, but maybe somebody is looking for. So those are the type of things that you've got to look at. And like I said, if you have an item, say like you've got an item like this, you're just going to want to look online and see if it's available. This is called a Gerber multi-tool. And then knowing what the thing is called and what other people call it is also very important as well, because one person may just put in metal knife tool, but being more specific, even if you had the item number of that would be even more specific as to what people would use to search for your item. You need to look at it at the point of, how is somebody going to look for the item that I'm trying to sell? So those are all really important things, and I'm just going to put this first video out here, and if people are looking for more in depth as to how we get to the next step, but I think this is a great starting point. And if you're interested in me doing more of these videos, just leave a comment below, and maybe I can make a second video on how to get into eBay and developing a description and developing how to get paid and transferring payments and all of those things. But just wanted to throw this out there. I think there's a lot of people that are confused as to how eBay works, but once you get into it, it's a very easy process. It's just a question of what you want to sell, and if what you're interested in selling there's currently a market for. So, all right, well, good luck.